everybody. Sorry if you can hear Sully, he's playing on his little play mat, bless him. I just thought that I would do a little catch-up video because I know, again, it's been ages. 1 minute. Sorry, I'm back. He's just started, he just learnt to roll over. So now when he rolls over and he's on his front, he gets really frustrated that he can't roll back or go anywhere. So we're at that stage at the minute. I actually cannot believe he's almost 5 months old. It's just the craziest thing. Yeah, if you can hear his toy, hopefully the volume's all right. Tony's away at the minute, so he's got the camera with like the decent audio. So I am just doing this from my phone. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just cutting up a cantaloupe. So yeah, I just thought I'd come on because it's been ages. All right, bud. It's been ages. Again, I know I am like literally so terrible at this vlogging, but we have had the busiest summer ever. Like, it's been crazy. So the kids finished school in May, and then my sister come. So we actually let them finish 2 weeks early because my sister come out here, which I don't know if I've done a vlog saying about that. I think I probably have, but if you haven't watched, anyway, we had my sister and my nephew and my brother-in-law here for 2 weeks. Then 10 days later, in June, my mum and dad were here for 2 weeks. And then 4 weeks later, Tony's mum and niece come for 2 weeks. And then we dropped Tony's mum back to the airport. I can't even think what date it was now, but 2 days later, my friend messaged me and said, I'm gonna come out on Friday and see you. I was like, oh my God. So she flew out, so she's actually cabin crew, so her flights were like a little bit sort of, not last minute, but I think it was kind of like if there was space on the plane, her and her son could get on. So she come out with her son, which is also one of Oakley's best friends from the UK. And since then, she's also had a baby, there's 5 months between him and Sully. And obviously we've never met. So yeah, literally a couple days after Tony's mum left, after being here for 2 weeks, we had another lot of visitors and they stayed with us for 11 days. So they went last week so the kids went back to school and our friends were here. I did let them have like 1 or 2 days off because I thought, like, you know, they've come all this way to see us. And obviously my friend's little boy was desperate to see Oakley and Phoebe. But obviously they had only just gone back to school, so that I did send them into school for a few days because I didn't want them to miss out on that like first week or the first day back. Even though I know they would have been okay, like I just don't think they should have missed that first day. So I think in total I let them have maybe like 3 days off or something. But yeah, so, sorry, I'm so rubbish at chopping up stuff like this, so I just make it up as I go along. Yeah, so they come out and then they went last week. Was it last week? Yeah, must have been. Last week on Wednesday, we dropped them back home. So they flew into Orlando and then they flew home from Tampa. So obviously that was helpful because it's more closer to us. So yeah, that's what happened. So it's just been absolutely manic. Like, you know, 10 full weeks of visitors throughout the summer holidays, and the kids had like what, 14 weeks off? Just checking he's right. He just gets a bit cross with some of his toys. I think he wants to be doing things, but he's obviously not at that stage yet. And he's very nosy. He likes to know what's going on. So I'm sure he'd love to be up here seeing what I'm doing. I'm almost done. 1 second, let me get him. Here he is. He's the big boy. You cheeky chops. Say hello. He's honestly getting so big now. But yeah, it's just been an absolute manic summer, and we've loved it so much. It has been really, really fun. Let Mummy move that one knife. It has been so fun, but it's also obviously been very tiring because, you know, I had Sully and 4 weeks later we had like non-stop guests, so not even really just sort of like had the chance just to sort of chill really. So yeah, I've loved it. It's been amazing. We've made some incredible memories with our family and with our friends, you know, something that we probably would have never got to do if we didn't move here. But it's also been very, very tiring. So now the kids are back to school. This is like one of the first couple of days where it's just been me and Sully. Tony's, oh, pardon you. Did you have a big burp? Is that why? Yeah, Tony's away at the minute. He's gone to New Jersey. We dropped him off at Sarasota Airport yesterday just to save on parking and stuff. And he's only there for 4 days, but he's away at the minute. So it's just like me and Sully have just got time to sort of just breathe and yeah, just catch up on some like little bits that need to be done and just sort of like have that bit of reset and chill time whilst the kids are at school, because 14 weeks of summer holiday has been crazy. But yeah, we're still loving it out here. I just thought I'd sort of do like a bit of a catch-up video really on like what we've been up to, maybe future plans of what we're gonna be up to, and also just go over again like why we moved here, because I feel like I've had quite a lot of people messaging me recently on Instagram and TikTok and stuff. TikTok is just a whole nother level, like there's some weird people on there. But yeah, there's been a lot of people just asking like what made you want to do the move and why did you move and stuff like that. So I just thought I'd kind of like have a bit of a catch up with you guys and also then just sort of kind of go over those sorts of things as well, even though I may have already covered it before, but maybe it's a bit more interesting to hear now being like a year down the line, on why and if we're happy with our decision and if we're obviously liking it, stuff like that. So yeah, you happy being up here? Are you? He's honestly so nosy. You're a cheeky boy, aren't you? You're a cheeky boy. He's honestly so sweet, bless him. But yeah, so basically we are a family from the UK. This is for new followers or new watchers, whatever. We moved from the UK to Florida in June in 2024, which is now crazy as it's over a year ago. And a year down the line, basically best decision we ever made. We personally absolutely love it. And our kids love it. They settled in so well to school. It's just been like the best experience so far. And there's not really much that I can fault, to be honest with you. I think like the only thing we probably, obviously we miss our family and friends, like that's just a no-brainer, isn't it? But I think one of the only things that we do kind of miss is the food, some of the food, Marks and Spencer's of course. Some of the food, which obviously we've covered in loads of videos before. And the only thing I think that's sort of been a shock to us is maybe like, I don't know, price of car insurance really. That's kind of been the only sort of surprising kind of shock really to us, because we're classed as new drivers over here. So car insurance is quite pricey. But other than that, I don't really think anything's been a shock. Nothing's been how we didn't think it would be. And yeah, that's kind of, you know, one of those really. But we moved over on an E2 investor visa. We always had in our minds that we wanted to live in Florida. We wanted to start this whole like new lifestyle. And Florida was just our happy place. It was a special place to us. I mean, I get all sorts of comments saying like, why Florida? Why would you move to America and all this? But for us, we felt it was the right choice. It's our lives, no one else's. I'm not asking you to live it. So, you know, that's kind of my answer to that really. Yeah, I'm not really gonna like back down to any negative comments or anything like that, because at the end of the day, it's our lives, it's our children's lives, and it's our decision. That's what we chose and that's what we want to do. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, we just kind of always had this dream that we wanted to move out here and live here, and it wasn't for Disney. It wasn't like, obviously it plays a huge part because we love it. We love the parks, but we don't actually even live near Disney. Well, we do, but not literally round the corner. So we're actually based about an hour and 30 minutes from Disney. I can be in Animal Kingdom car park in about an hour and 30 minutes. So not the closest, but also not very far, and a hell of a lot closer than what I was in the UK. So yeah, we done an investor visa on an E2, which was for 5 years, and we opened up our own business. And all the questions I get asked all the time: was it stressful? Was it expensive? How would you do it? Is it easy? And the answer is no, it wasn't easy. It was a lot of stress. It was a crazy process that I feel even our family at home, who were surrounded by us and watched us go through it, don't even fully, truly understand everything that we went through and everything we had to do to come here. I'm stood at the worktop because I was cutting this melon and I've still got some of it left, but I'm actually gonna get sat down and then we'll carry on to this further. Yeah, so basically, we decided that we wasn't going to ship anything over to America because we were just kind of at that stage where, you know, when your kids are a bit younger, and we had really lovely furniture, but it was just getting to that time where like we probably would have thought about replacing things and buying new things. So we were like, you know, there's no real point for us to move this over with the amount it's going to cost shipping. Actually, yes, we will just sell it. We probably won't get loads for it, but we'll just sell it and it will all just kind of go in a pot, you know. And then we'll just start new when we get there, because we felt like it's a whole new start. So why not just start with new furnishings? And also our style's probably going to be a little bit different over here. And also, you know, like, would our furniture look a bit strange in a Florida house? Like all those kind of different things. And I know some people move and ship their furniture, and absolutely, if I felt like I really wanted to, we would have, but I just kind of felt like I just wanted to start new. We just kind of wanted to start fresh. So that's what we did. And we didn't ship anything over. I do actually still have a few things in the UK, which I'm storing at my father-in-law's house. In like big plastic boxes in his garage, like my wedding dress, the kids' memory boxes, kind of like important things like that I thought I'll leave this in storage for a moment and we'll ship it over eventually. But it's stuff that like I don't need it right now, you know. It's like memory kind of things that I know is safe, but I also don't need to have it here with me right now. It's not something I look at every single day, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. So we do have some things in the UK, but over here, we actually moved out here with 16 suitcases, which looking back now is absolutely wild. Like, I don't even know how we actually did it, how we condensed. So we had a 4-bedroom bungalow in the UK, and we had a cinema room on the side, which was full of things as well. The kids had play area out the back. We had loads of stuff, you know, like we had lived in that house over, well, I think it was like 8 years we lived there. Did an extension on our house in the UK. We had loads of stuff. Tony had a whole construction business and every single tool you could think of. He literally had so much stuff, and we sold everything. It was crazy. And at times Tony was traveling over here 2 weeks at a time, doing 2 weeks here and 2 weeks back in the UK. So I was left to leave my job and be with the kids and sell all of our stuff. And it was hell, I'm not gonna lie, it was pure hell. It was the craziest process I have ever done. Like, looking back now and thinking, how on earth did I even do it? I literally don't even know. I can't even explain it to anybody unless you are going through it. Like, you totally get it. But I was doing charity runs, going to the charity shop all the time with just things, giving things away. Anytime someone come to my house, I'd be like, do you like it? You can have it. Do you want it? My mum had like my air fryer, and anytime someone come round, we were like, if you want it, take it, have it. To every single time Tony was coming back from Florida, he would come home and be like, oh, we don't have a dining table. Oh, we've got no sofas left. Like, it was crazy. And I think for us, we settled in so quickly here because our house got so empty quite quick in the UK that it started to not feel like home, I guess, because we had nothing left. Literally Ian Bill moment, we had nothing left. But yeah, it was a crazy process, and do you know what? I would do it all again in a heartbeat. I really would. Like, it's just been worth absolutely everything. So that's how we moved here. We actually put everything in suitcases. We condensed the kids' bedrooms down. We were in our suitcases. If anybody looked through them, they would have thought, what a weirdo, because we had like Lego, we had photos, we had like just stuff, belongings, you know, we had loads of all of our clothes, everything. We used those vacuum bags and vacuum loads of clothes down. And actually, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this in a video before, but when I come to unpacking the cases and putting all our clothes in our wardrobes, Tony bought over 43 pairs of shorts. 43. And he's since being here probably bought another 40 pairs of shorts. I know it's what we live in all the time, but it was just crazy. Like, the stuff, honestly, like, our suitcases were crazy. And I remember checking in that day, the woman just sort of was like, wow, these cases are so heavy. And we obviously explained to her we're moving and all of that lot. It was just like crazy, because all the other people in the airport that were in the queue behind us were probably looking, thinking, well, they don't travel light when they go on holiday. But it was just funny. Like, I can't even begin to explain that whole process, because it was mad. It really was mad. But yeah, that's sort of a little bit about us. He's just busy eating his draft. He's definitely started teething, so he's just dribbling everywhere and trying to eat everything. But yeah, and moving over here, like, it had just always been a dream. We always wanted to do it, so we started looking into the process about how we could do it. Like, how could we physically move over there and do this? So Tony had his own construction company in the UK, which I think he had for maybe like nine years or something. I can't remember the total. It's like been a long time. But yeah, it was about 9 years. Do you want to lie here? 9 years, and I was a nurse at a hospice, which I'd worked at for a few years. What's the matter, dude? Are you getting tired? Yeah, and I worked in a hospice. You want to sit back up? Is that better? No, it's not, apparently. I'm just going to grab a milk, 1 minute. Honestly, vlogging is crazy, isn't it? I honestly don't know how people do vlogs at the parks with kids or anything, because they just need your attention all the time, you know. That's my hair. I just could never be a theme park vlogger with children. And also, like, I like to be in the moment, so that's why my vlogs are so sparse apart and here, there and everywhere, because I'm just busy. This girl's busy. But yeah, basically, Tony had his own construction business. I was a hospice nurse and I worked night shifts, so he could work in the day. I would then go work in the night, and then when I finished in the morning, I would go home, Tony would go off to work. I would sleep while the kids were at school. That's just kind of how we worked it. So we started looking, like, how can we actually do this? How can we move? And we started speaking to an immigration lawyer who was actually based in Florida. And she seemed helpful, but we just kind of didn't get the best vibe off her. And then we started emailing, asking a few more questions, and I don't know, we just didn't really get the best sort of vibe off her. And I said to Tony, we need to find someone else. We need to speak to someone else, because I've got so many questions, as I'm sure everybody does when they obviously start looking into this process. So I went on Facebook. There's a group called Moving to Florida from the UK. I joined it. I asked for some advice on there, and someone recommended me a lawyer on there, and got in touch, spoke with him on the phone call, went through everything, and we felt really comfortable, and we thought, I think this is actually going to work. Like, I think this is possible for us. You know, he started discussing options with us about the E2 visa, which is the visa that we're on. And for those of you who don't know, it's an investor visa. So you can either invest money and open your own business, or you can buy an existing business. I can't talk too much about that because that's not what we've done, and I don't really know much more about that. However, I do have friends that have done that, so if anybody really wants to ask for advice, I could put you in touch with them. And they could go through their experience with you if they're happy to do that. But for us, we opened up our own business. My husband knew he wanted to do resin bound here. And he had done a little bit of resin alongside his construction company in the UK, but we saw a huge potential for it over here. They didn't really have it over here. What's it, dude? They didn't really have it over here. So we just saw huge potential. So we opened up a resin bound company called Resin Rock, and we had to invest money into it. And then Tony had to come over here and start spending the money for the business so that it looked legit, it looked real, an operating business, which it was going to be. So he had to start spending the funds. He bought like a laptop, a printer, paper, had to pay like the first month's rent of an office. We bought a vehicle with it, which would be used to get to work, so that count. And yeah, we basically just had to start spending the funds. Then we had to, I was doing the whole filing job. That was like my job while Tony was kind of out here doing it. So it was me and the immigration lawyer constantly in touch with each other. He was so helpful. He made it really, really easy. What is it, dude? Are you tired? He made it really, really easy on how to do everything, and was so helpful along the way, because obviously I had so many questions all the time. So Tony was out here spending the money, sorting stuff out for the business. Then he would send me bank statements. I would highlight them all, and then I would email them to the immigration lawyer. That way they can see exactly where the money's been spent, where the funds have gone. So basically you have to document and keep everything as proof. So if Tony went for a business meeting over lunch, keep the receipt for lunch. We've got to document what that was for and why. Like, there was a lot of paperwork involved. But you have to prove where everything's gone and why you're doing these things, so that the embassy, when they look at it and they go over it, they understand your business and understand everything that you're doing towards it. And you basically have to prove and show to the embassy that you are committed and you are, you know, everything, you were putting everything into this business to make it work. And that's where they will take you seriously. So overall, the whole initial process for us, I get asked this a lot and I actually can't remember, because it just feels like a lifetime ago and the other day, if that makes sense. But the whole process, we filed our visa. So to gather all the information, spend the money, document it all, get everything filed and drafted, get a business plan together. We actually had a business planner, which we paid maybe like £1,000 or £2,000, who gathered everything. They have to put like what you think you're going to be making on the 5th year of business and everything like that, documenting exactly what your business is and everything that you're going to be doing. And you basically have to like follow your business plan, so that when it comes in terms of renewing, they need to be like, oh, okay, you're doing exactly what you say on your business plan. And that's how they sort of like roll it over. But basically, from filing that, doing that, probably took initially maybe like 8 to 9 months even just to do that before even filing for us, because we were starting a brand new business. Whereas I think if you purchase a business, it's a little bit quicker, because obviously the business plan is already there and the business is obviously already open and real and running. Whereas us, we were completely new. So I think that's why it took a bit longer maybe. But from filing, all of that maybe took about 8 to 9 months to gather all this information, invest, start spending everything. Then from when it was submitted to the embassy, I think we had to wait maybe about 12 weeks for interview. And then when we got our interview, they asked us some questions. They didn't ask me anything. I was so nervous, honestly. I was really, really nervous, which I actually do have an embassy interview video on here. You're tired, aren't you, mate? Yeah, I do actually have an embassy video on here, so if you want to go ahead and watch that, it's only a short one, but it kind of covers things. I was so nervous. They only asked Tony question because technically, like, it's his business kind of thing, and me and the kids were like the dependent spouse. We didn't take the kids to the visa just because you don't need no off-puttings when you go there. It's quite nerve-wracking to think that everything you've worked for, by then we had sold like house, cars, furnitures, literally everything was riding on that day, waiting to see if we got that visa. So yeah, once we had got, we got there, he asked questions, had to do our fingerprints and all of that lot, and then he was like, right, okay, that's it, you've got your visa, 5 years, blah, 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 blah. Took our passports. Then we went home and was like, oh my God, like, we've got it. We were trying to keep our cool in the embassy, but we were so excited that everything we had worked for and done was finally paying off. And we were doing it. We were moving to America, and that was it. Like, start of a new life, a new journey, absolutely everything. So it was a massive day. And I remember coming out of that embassy with Tony, and we were just like, it actually even makes me emotional thinking about it. But it's just the best feeling ever. It really is. And yeah, he took our passports. We went home, and they say not to book flights until you obviously get your passports back. But we were like, we're risk takers. We were like, let's just do it. Let's book our flights. So we booked our flights for 1 week later, and that was it. We were off. We moved to Florida and started our new lives, basically. And fast forward, we've been out here for a year, had a new baby, and it's just crazy. Life's crazy. But yeah, we just love it. Like, I cannot even explain it to anybody. Like, I just feel like out here we are really living. Like, I just can't even explain it. I really can't. I think, you know, all of our families have been here now, and they've all literally said, I see why you love it. Like, it's amazing. There's so much to do. Like, it's just great. And they know the lifestyle we have over here is just brilliant. You know, what's not to love? And I know everybody has their opinions and all of that lot with America, like, each to their own. But for us, we felt like it's the best decision we've ever made. And we are so happy we done it, really. So hopefully that's sort of covered about, like, why we wanted to move and how we sort of done it. If you feel like I haven't covered anything, please do leave a comment. I will comment back to you. I just thought I'd try and sort of clear that up and cover it a little bit, because I don't know whether I really necessarily have in other vlogs. And also I have a little bit more time now, so hopefully I can sort of like delve deeper and go into a few more things to help people out. Because I know it is a very like minefield, you know, when you're looking into doing it and stuff. So yeah, hopefully that has helped. Also, future plans for the rest of this year, really. It's just sort of like a mini catch-up vlog, really. I'm not really documenting anything as such as going anywhere or doing anything today, because I'm not really doing anything. I'm just at home with Sully. Are you tired? He is very, very tired. Fighting sleep. Sorry if you can't hear me over a video as well, but I am a mum of 3 kids, so that's what you're going to get if you follow and watch my videos. And I just keep it real on here as well. Like, I'm, at the end of the day, I am just a normal human being. I am a mum, and, you know, kids always come first. So, yeah. As for the rest of this year, I know Tony's got quite a bit of travelling to do still. So already this year, he has been... I'm going to have to write it all down, and that's probably going to have to be a separate video, because he has been so many places this year already. Are you getting sleep? Are you? Yeah, he has been so many places already. He's already been to Saudi Arabia twice this year, and he's potentially got to go another 2 times now for the rest of the year as well. So the rest of the year, I think, is going to be pretty busy. He's currently in New Jersey at the moment, only for 4 days. And then I'm going to have to ask him, you know, I lose track. There's so much going on at the moment. But anyway, business is going really well. And yeah, he's super busy. He's got to do quite a lot more traveling yet this year. I know he's definitely, the Saudi trips are like a definite. I know he's got to do that. pretty sure LA in December, and at the moment we are unsure. Are we going to go with him or not? We're not sure yet. As soon as he comes back from New Jersey, we're going to sort Sully a passport out, just so I know I can travel on his birth certificate at the minute, but just so if we travel out of the US, I know we've got it. And yeah, for the rest of this year, I know he has to go somewhere else, but I can't think. I will have to ask him. We'll have to do a video on it. But anyway, very, very busy with the business, which is obviously amazing. And plans for us. So at the minute, it's nearly coming up to the kids' birthdays, which is actually crazy because I remember putting some vlogs on here last year when I was doing birthday shopping and stuff like that for them, and that just feels like 2 minutes ago, but also a lifetime ago. Like, we've done so much in that time that, yeah, it's just crazy. But it's coming up to the kids' birthdays. Not really sure what we're going to do yet. We did discuss maybe doing an Epic Universe, but it's still quite hot at the moment, and I have obviously heard that there's not much shade there, which is okay, but we got to think of Sully because obviously he's only, I know he's used to it, he's born here, but if there's not a lot of shade, not the most enjoyable. It's okay, like, so I was trying to describe this to my mum, and I was saying that when you visit the US on holiday, you're like, oh, it's so sunny, let's get outside, because in the UK, I feel like that's what we're like. The minute there's sunshine, the washing line's out, you're sat in the garden, a barbecue's on, like, you know what it's like in the UK. Whereas here, because you have that heat pretty much 90% of the time, you're like dying for the aircon. You want to be inside, you want to be in the shops, you want to be in the AC in the house, you want to, like, you know, you just need to be inside to get the coolness, because out here 24/7 with the heat, it can be a lot. As much as we love it, it's also nice to get a break from it as well. So yeah, we were discussing about Epic Universe, but I think we might wait towards more of the end of the year, or maybe go early next year. We do really want to do it, and I'm absolutely dying to get there, but I don't want to go there and be like so hot and feel gross all day long. So yeah, that's potential talks. I know Oakley really wants to just go to Universal. He wants to get a Harry Potter or a new wand. He wants to go Universal. The kids love Universal, so if that's what they want to do for their birthdays, then whatever. I think we'll probably just go to one of the parks. I think Phoebe wants to do Hollywood Studios and Oaks wants to do Universal, so their birthday's only 3 days apart, so we'll probably like book a weekend up there and just do it all in a weekend. This weekend, actually, we have got a 3-day weekend because it's Labour Day on the 1st of September, which is no school. And we've got friends up in Orlando, which, if I've mentioned before, they are living the Florida dream on TikTok and on Instagram. Such a lovely family of 7 who have moved out from the UK. And we are such good friends of them all. The kids get on like a house on fire. Like, they are just the most hilarious, luscious family ever. And like, as soon as we met when Sully was maybe like 5 weeks, actually I think it's about 3 weeks old. It was his first trip to Disney that we met them, and they are just, honestly, you'll have to go over and follow them. They are just hilarious. I absolutely love them all. Like, they are just the nicest family, and the kids just, the minute we met, we just all got on so well. Like, they're just lush. But they're 2 children, I don't even know, yeah, 2 middle-ish children. She's got 5, so there's loads of them, loads. Julie, you've got too many kids. But basically, they're 2 sort of middle ones, of similar ages to Oakley and Phoebe, and they're September babies as well. So this weekend, we're planning to like do something as kind of like a join for all of their birthdays. And there's a really nice lagoon, sort of about an hour in between all of us, because they're in Orlando. We're obviously down towards Sarasota. So I think it's like an hour for all of us. And there's like a lush lagoon where it's got like inflatable water slides and everything like that, swim up bar, food, restaurants, like all sorts. And I think we're potentially meeting there at the weekend. We have to check on the weather because obviously it's like hurricane season at the moment. And we've just had this Hurricane Erin like go past. We've had a lot of wind and rain at the moment. We was going to meet the weekend previously, but we had so much rain and we were going to do a beach day, and I'm so glad we didn't because it would have just been a disaster. but we are talking about doing that. So we'll keep an eye on the weather. If not, we'll do something else with them. But we're like, it's kind of for like all the kids' birthdays. So that would be really lovely. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. Then yeah, the week later is the kids' birthdays. So we'll probably go up to Orlando, do the parks that weekend. I think Phoebe really wants to go to Ohana's for her birthday for breakfast. Her birthday's during the week, and she said, Dad, can I have the day off school? And I'm like, oh no, I don't think you should. You've just had a few days off. He goes, yeah, sure, that's fine. So we'll see. But yeah, September's always a little bit busy. Then the end of September, Tony's dad and stepmom's coming out for 2 weeks, but they're not actually staying with us. They're staying down by Siesta Key. However, obviously we'll be seeing them a lot because they've come here to see us, and they've not met Sully yet, so we'll be seeing them. And then it'll be October, which is just crazy. 3rd of October, we've got Halloween Horror Nights with Julie and Sam, who are from Orlando, family I was just talking about, which will be so much fun. Can't wait. I went last year for the first time and I screamed all night long, but it's also just like hilarious. It's just so fun. But I don't think they've ever done it, but they really want to. And I said, like, so we've got the premiere pass with Universal. I was going to say anniversary then. But yeah, so I think, so we got 2 free tickets with that. So we've booked for the 3rd of October. We're planning on doing that. So that will be really fun. No kids, obviously, because Oakley gets scared going into Spirit Halloween. So he's finally gone to sleep now, bless him. I'll put him down. I'm going to go up to finish off cutting up my melon because it's just hanging out on the side there. But yeah, so we've got that coming up, which is the 3rd of October. So that will be really, really fun. And then not sure what else we've got planned really for October. We're not going to do Mickey's Not So Scary this year. Maybe do it next year, like when Sully, well, he'll be walking around by then. So yeah, we'll maybe do it next year, but this year we're going to give it a miss. We absolutely loved it, but my gosh, it was so hot. And I think it actually even rained a little bit when we went last year. So yeah, it's pretty wild, but it was fun. Tony actually has a trade show or like some sort of pool landscaping show in Orlando, in October, and we were debating going for a few days because it's actually at Disney. What resort is it at? Do you know, I can't even think. What resort is it at? It's not Caribbean Beach. I know it's fairly near the All-Star Resorts because that's where we were looking at staying if we were going. Oh my God, I can't even think what one it's at. It will come to me. But yeah, he's got that up there. So we were debating going up there for a few days, but I would have to take the kids out of school. And I mean, they aren't too bad with taking the kids out of school here, but also like don't want to just be doing it like willy-nilly, you know. So we probably will give that a miss, I would have thought. And then November, it's obviously Thanksgiving. And when I speak to my mum and dad on the phone, they do keep joking around going, oh yeah, we'll be here for Thanksgiving. And I really hope it's true because I do miss my mum and dad. They were here in June and it was just so lovely. But yeah, I don't know whether they will come out again. I'm really not sure. But they keep saying, oh, you know, we could come out for a week Thanksgiving. And of course the offer's there. They are more than welcome to. But realistically, I don't know whether they will or not. But yeah, not sure what we're going to do for Thanksgiving yet. And then obviously December's Christmas. And that'll be the year done, which is just the craziest thing, isn't it? Like, where does the time actually go? And I swear it goes quicker, like, the more children you have. Honestly, it just goes so quick. And no real sort of plans for Christmas yet. So I think, I'm just going to do stuff while I'm chatting because the kids are at school and it's like the only time you get to do things. But yeah, so for Christmas, it's kind of like a weird one really, because although obviously we live out here and it's amazing and stuff, Christmas time is a little bit strange without any family, because obviously like that's all we've ever really known for Christmas, being in the UK, like, you know, going over to your family's house, spending it with them. And Christmas is also Tony's birthday as well, so it's kind of like a double celebration for us. And over here, obviously, we don't have any family. So we're just talking about, like, just doing fun things for Christmas. So we are in talks at the minute of doing Discovery Cove, because I've never done Discovery Cove. Tony did it years ago when he was younger. But yeah, we would love to take the kids to do it. And me and Tony have swam with dolphins before in Mexico, and I actually didn't really like it. I thought it was a bit weird, but I would obviously do it for the kids. Or because Sully can't, I would do like a non-dolphin swim, stand on the side with him while Tony goes in with the kids, and I can take photos and stuff, which you're allowed to do. So that would be great. So we're in talks of doing that for Christmas maybe at the minute. And I do really want to book Breakfast with the Grinch at Universal as well, because that's so fun, and it's a great time of meeting the Grinch. But yeah, that's kind of it really for the rest of this year. No sort of further plans, but we do like to do things spare of the moment and last minute sometimes, so who knows, we will see about that. But yeah, that's kind of like it really, and just sort of like a little catch-up vlog of what's going on, what we're up to, because I know I am terrible at it. I say it all the time, but I know I am. Hopefully now the kids are back to school, I can like just do a bit more vlogging, whether it's like even like a little come shop with me, or you know, like just little things really of what we're up to. Hopefully I can obviously start to do that a little bit more now I've got a little bit more free time, or it's going to be a lot of me and Sully because obviously he's with me all the time. And yeah, maybe I might do a vlog on Tony's work as well, because I feel like since we've moved to the new building and all that, I don't think I've showed any of you guys, and whether that's obviously like a massive part of our life and how we live out here and stuff. So if you guys want to see some of that, or our kind of like our day-to-day life of dropping the kids off and going into work with Tony, or what Tony gets up to, then let me know, because that could be quite an interesting vlog, because it's very busy and it might help you guys understand our business more. And that is the main reason we live out here, because of that business. So if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be here. So yeah, if you want me to do a vlog on that, then I absolutely will. Not sure when, I can't put a time on it. I'm not even gonna sort a time out in my head because I never stick to it. I'm very much like spare of the moment. I'll do a vlog, get it done, rather than thinking, oh, I'll vlog. I just need to get more used to just doing it on anything. And I feel like sometimes I'm a bit more like, why would anybody want to watch? Oh, I won't film that because no one wants to see it. When actually I get messages all the time, people going, a day in the life, a day in the morning, blah, blah, blah. I just want to see what you guys are up to. Like, what is it like as a Brit living in Florida? So I will try and do that more, but I'm not going to put any times on it because you guys know how terrible I am. But yeah, that was a nice little catch up anyway. And that's kind of like how we moved to America, why we moved to America, what we've been up to recently, and plans for the rest of the year. Kind of a bit of a mashup all in one, as usual. My vlogs are all over the place. But yeah, it was a nice little catch up with you guys. Hopefully there will be another one sooner rather than later. And yeah, that is it from me. But if you want to go along and follow us on Instagram, I do tend to post more on there. I do stories quite a lot. I do tend to post more on there just because for me, that's kind of like my favourite preferred platform really. So yeah, if you want to follow us on there, we are the same name as our YouTube, our Disney Florida Life. And also we are on TikTok because our old TikTok got hacked, which was really annoying. Because I just had loads of good content on there of like where it all started and what we've been up to. But anyway, we've had to start from scratch because that one got hacked. So I think that one is maybe our Disney Florida Life 1 or 01 or so, I don't know, type it in, you'll find it. And it's the one with the least followers compared to the other one because we had to start again. And yeah, follow us over there. I do post slightly different sort of content on there. Of like going shopping and bits and bobs, but it's weird on there, isn't it? It's a different platform. It really is different. Some of the comments, honestly, you just have to laugh basically because people are just crazy. You'd think that I'm asking them to move to Florida and live out here, but you know, whatever, each to their own. Anyway, if you want to go ahead, follow us on that, then you are more than welcome to. Slightly different content on there. And hopefully soon we will be back with another vlog. Not sure what's going to be. Who knows? Any ideas, let me know in the comments, because I'm still new to this. I'm still trying to figure it all out. I'm still just trying to juggle this mum of 3, living in Florida life kind of thing. But if you want to follow, let me know. If you want to drop a comment asking any questions, you know I'm happy to answer anytime, whether it's on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. So let me know. Thank you all for watching if you got this far. I know it was a bit of a chatty vlog. Bit of a random one, but hey ho, that's me. And yeah, thank you all for watching so much and following on our little journey. I am very grateful for anybody that does come and follow along and listen to me yap on to you all, because yeah, it's just exciting. I love it and so glad we moved here. But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you so much. Bye guys.